Hello. If you're new here, my name is Christy. I changed my diet to a high protein, moderate fat, low carb diet in April of 2024. This video is a what I eat in a day video for March 30th of 2026. It's actually the 29th. I am going to make myself some chia pudding that will sit overnight and I'll eat it tomorrow. I have made this recipe before, but it has been a while and I can't actually remember how I made it. So I'm kind of guessing here. I have 1 cup of Fairlife whole milk and I have added a tablespoon of chia seeds to it. Um, I kind of feel like maybe I had used 2 tablespoons in the past, but it was always really, really thick when I use keto chow. So it's not naked whey isolate. I just use the container for the keto chow core chocolate because I don't like using the bags. It's just much easier to use these containers. So the I find that the keto chow product is just like it makes things really thick. So I think I want to try it this time with just 1 tablespoon of chia seeds, although I may have made it in the past with just 1 tablespoon of chia seeds. I don't know. And then I'm adding a half serving of bulk supplements is the brand of beef protein powder. It's beef protein isolate. Again, this is not the container that it comes in. I just don't like the bags. And then I am going to use my immersion blender to get this blended together. And hopefully it doesn't make a mess. I really enjoy the combination of the keto chow core chocolate along with the beef protein. It's so delicious together. And chia pudding has just sounded really good lately. So that's why I'm making it for tomorrow. Yeah, it's already getting thick for me. So I think I might really enjoy this with just the 1 tablespoon of chia seeds, but we'll try it tomorrow and see. It is 12 o'clock. Around 9 or 9:30 this morning, I had my coffee, which I made with 1 cup of Fairlife whole milk, a serving of whey isolate protein powder, and a tablespoon of MCT oil. And then I didn't put any collagen peptides in it because I am having beef protein powder in my chia pudding today. And then I had actually 2 donuts from Conscious Comforts, which is a local bakery in my area that makes gluten-free, sugar-free donuts. It is now 12 o'clock, and my husband and I just got back from having lunch at Chick-Fil-A. I ordered an 8 count of grilled nuggets along with a side salad, and then I topped it with some of this Walden Farms Bacon Ranch dressing. And my husband had bacon on his salad that he didn't want, so I had about half a tablespoon of bacon pieces that I added to my salad. I am also now going to try the chia pudding that I made. Okay, so this is the consistency. So I honestly don't remember if I used to use 1 or 2 tablespoons, but like this is really thick and as thick as it used to be. So I feel like I only used 1 tablespoon in the past. Hmm. Oh yeah, so good. I've been really, really craving this. Um, okay, so that's how it will turn out with using the keto chow and 1 tablespoon of the chia seeds. If you use a different protein powder, Um, it's probably not going to be this thick. You might want to reduce the amount of milk or add some more chia seeds because it definitely is much thinner when you don't use keto chow. It is shortly after 1, and I am getting ready to leave. I have some things to do. I'm going to go to the gym. My deload week is over. So I plan to do a heavy leg workout today. I'm hoping to bump up some weight, so that would be nice. But my maintenance week, so eating out week maintenance is something I'm going to continue to try to do, at least for another week. Really, I'm just going to listen to my body and um, learn when it feels like it has recovered, and then once that happens, then okay, I can cut again. But I need to be at maintenance. And I've also changed what I'm doing. So I have been on a fat loss journey. I lost 6.5 out of the 10.5 pounds that I wanted to lose. But in doing that, I my mental health has really suffered. So to lose more fat, I needed to cut back on my movement. I I move a lot. My body wants to move a lot. My body wants to push itself hard. My body wants to do 3 hour long cardio sessions. And that's just not the best if you're trying to lose fat, because your body is holding on to the fat because it knows that it's going to need to use it because you use so much energy. And so I needed to kind of scale that back so that my body would feel free enough to, oh yeah, we can burn this fat because we're not going to need it later. And it just, my mental health over the last 3 months of doing that just really deteriorated a lot. And so I'm not doing that anymore. As of just a couple of days ago, I was like, I can't do it anymore and sustain it. It's just unsustainable for me. I need to be moving. So I'm going back up to 3 hour long sessions or whatever it is that it ends up being for me. And my plan is that I will do that for a month. I will be back at doing all of that movement and um I guess not being as restrictive with my food either. Like I'm not going to make sure that I'm at a maintenance, I mean, make sure that I'm at a deficit. That's what I had been doing, a small deficit, but still making sure I was at a deficit. Now I'm just going to do what I had been doing, which ended up that I was usually in a small deficit, but I would have some days where I would eat more. And so then I might end up at maintenance. And so I was kind of like almost even. I was still losing weight. So I was in a bit of a deficit, but it was like really, really slow. So I'm going to do that for a month. And then I can go back to, okay, I'm going to cut back on my cardio and make sure that I'm in a deficit, like go back to what I have been doing for the last 3 months, but then only do that for a month, just for my mental health. I can't, I know that it's not something I should be doing for more than a month. At least I hope I can do that. I hope I can do April. I will just kind of do what I had been doing prior to 3 months ago, and I was so happy and moving and like it was great. Um, and then in May, I will try doing the cutting of my. It's really mostly the cutting of my movement that I struggle with the most. But with restricting my movement and restricting my food, like those two on top of each other, also like it was a lot of mental strain of trying to do it all perfectly, trying to make sure I wasn't stacking my stressors and getting some movement in the morning because I need movement. Like I know my body needs movement, so okay, well, I've got to get some in the morning, and then I've got to get some in at like, the middle of the day, and I've got to get some in at night to get the movement in that I want. Now I can just move as much as I want whenever I want. So it'll be really nice. But like all of that restricting that I was doing, restricting of my movement and restricting of my food, just it I mentally, I just because I was at my end. And so I hope that a month of just being back to the freedom that I had will be enough to be able to go back into that restrictive cycle for a month and then, go back into that freedom cycle, I guess is what I would call it, for another month, until I end up reaching my goal. I have 4 more pounds of fat that I want to lose. So that's my plan. I am going to leave. I'm going to be gone for the rest of the day. So I'm taking some food with me. I have a Fit Crunch protein bar. This is my favorite brand of protein bars. It's not my favorite flavor, but I have them and I just need to get them used up. So, and this is actually a really big one. So this one is 380 calories. So I'm going to take this with me. I'm going to take a couple of beef sticks. And then I have some chicken taco salad. I'll link to this in the description below. But this time I didn't add, like, there's a bunch of other, like, there's chips and lettuce and tomato and avocado that I had added to the chicken mixture the last time. I didn't add all that. It's just the chicken with the spices and the salsa and the Greek yogurt. I did add a little bit of shredded cheddar cheese to it just because it sounded really good, and it is really, really good. I am enjoying this a lot. So that's my plan. Hopefully that's enough to keep me at maintenance, but I'll let you know if I eat something else. I ended up with about 1,900 calories today. My protein is 189, my net carbs are 37, and my fat is a 93. I was able to raise the weight of my Bulgarian split squat, my lying leg raises, and my isometric goblet squats today. So that was fantastic. My deficit is a little higher than I like, but over the weekend I went out of town and I had a day where I was in like a 200 to 300 calorie surplus. So it's all just fine. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow.